Okay, students, I'll be taking banking and financial services, the specialization of finance, as everyone has joined. Okay. Uh, okay, this is the first, one of the three subjects from the finance. Okay, and this is the, I can say, most easiest subject if you have taken finance as a specialization, because from the past 2 years, no one has failed in this subject. Okay, I feel this is easy, and this consists of 90% of theory and 10% of problems. 10% as in only one problem will come. Okay, I'll just go through the syllabus as everyone is learning. Okay, so in syllabus there are six out of six modules. First two modules, unit one and unit two, this consists of the banking systems. Okay, the bank, how the bank operates, what is RBI, what are the functions of commercial banks, what are the monetary policies, starting from functions of RBI to ETGS, NEFT, RTGS, MICR code, what is that, what is mobile banking, what is core banking. Okay, many of this thing you know, and there is a concept of universal banking as well. We'll do it. Okay, so this first and second unit consists of the basic banking theories. Okay, what the commercial bank does it, commercial bank. Okay, then in third unit, okay, then in third unit we have merchant banking. Okay, merchant banking is kind of a part of investment banking. Okay, you don't have investment banking. 2 years back there was a subject, separate subject, investment banking. Okay, but now you don't have. You only have merchant banking this time. Okay, it's a part of investment banking. Merchant banking deals with, if you remember, I've told you there are public companies, public limited companies, and private limited companies. Okay, public limited companies are those companies whose shares are list. Public companies are those companies whose shares are very much available to general public to buy. The shares are listed on stock exchanges. Okay, like Infosys, Maruti, and TCS, Wipro, Marico, Dabur, any those companies are public companies. Their shares are listed, and private companies were those whose shares are not listed. Okay, maybe Ashoka Ironworks or many of the companies which you are doing internships are private limited companies. Their shares are not listed. So when that private company wants to become public companies, it goes for an IPO. You know the process of IPO. So to go through the process of IPO, merchant banking helps them. There are specific financial institutions, investment bank like Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Citibank, all those financial institutions are there. They are called as investment banks or merchant banks. So they help them to go for an IPO, because company doesn't have any knowledge how to go for an IPO, how to raise the how to go for an advertisement of the shares and how to fix the prices. There are many terminologies in that, underwriting, private placement, and all those things. So that kind of a banking activity we are going to study in this third unit. Okay, then in fourth unit there is NBFCs. It stands for non-banking financial services. Okay, non-banking financial services, they help for microfinance and many other things like leasing, hire purchase, and all those things. And in this fourth module, there is problems. One problem you will get in case study from leasing or hire purchase. So there are two types of problems. One type of is of leasing, or the problem will be such that one company is there. It wants some machine to be purchased. Okay, so it is deciding use that machine basically. So it is deciding whether to lease that machine or whether to buy that machine by taking loan from the bank. So which is the better alternative? Leasing is the better alternative, or taking loan from the bank and buying that machine is the better alternative? So that kind of question will come from leasing. And hire purchases, you are hiring that machinery, and in turn you are paying some installment, and finally that after a period of time that machine will become yours. Okay, so it is like paying rents on that machine, and finally the purchase will happen after you complete all the rental payments plus the additional principal of the machine. Okay, we'll do in detail. I cannot explain much in detail here. Okay, so next is about fifth and sixth module. Fifth is quite interesting. It is about credit rating. Achha, my voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. ठीक है. Unit 5 is quite interesting. It is about credit rating agencies. Well, there are three credit rating agencies well known in the world. Students, whenever the class starts, at least 5 minutes you log in because again I have to switch it. Yeah. Unit 5 consists of credit rating and venture capital. Okay, credit rating is quite interesting. There are agencies who rate the companies. Okay, how they rate the companies depending upon their financial position or financial strength. And why this rating is important? Because when company goes to the bank to take loans, depending upon that rating, the bank provide them the loan. Okay, suppose there is a company A, which is approaching this credit rating agency for rating. Okay, give us the rating so that we can take that rating and go to the bank for the loans. Okay, or if that company directly approaches the bank will not give the loan. They will ask for what is your credit rating. So, okay. So this company is approaching this credit rating agency. Credit rating agency will take all the financials of that company. It will apply everything. The financial ratios. It will apply all the different financial aspects, all the concepts. सब कुछ apply करके finally they will come out with the rating. That rating can be of A plus, A plus plus, A or B minus, B minus minus, C, D, something like that. Okay, depending upon which rating agency they have selected. Okay, so once they get the rating, they will approach the bank. See, we have A plus plus rating. That means we have good financial position. Okay, A plus definitely is a good financial position. C is it is very low financial position. D means it is definitely a default company. If you give loan, they'll never pay back. So this kind of credit rating, how it will be rated and how the company goes about it, what is the methodology we are going to study in this module. Next is venture capital. Venture capital, I guess you have studied in this ED, entrepreneurship development. But in venture capital, that person who is supplying the capital initially to start for a business. Okay, there are two entities in this. There are two entities in this venture capital. One is the person who is providing the money, who has lots of money but no idea, but he has lots of money. Another entity is the people or the company who is having an idea to start a business. They have an idea. Okay, we are going to launch maybe a flying vehicle, something like that. They have an idea. Okay, and that idea they will be presenting it to a person or to a company who is having lots of money but no idea. So that person needs to be what do you say? He needs to get satisfied with that idea, and then he will provide the funding to that. So there are many stages in venture capital. Okay, if you have not understood, it's okay. Unit 5 will do it. Okay, so that person will give them money, and that using that money they'll start their business. So it's kind of a startup approaches venture capitals. So this part has been added in recent years. Okay, so there is five of your friends decided to start a company. You have an idea, so you don't have money. You are approaching someone. Suppose you are approaching your parents. Your parents will be called as a venture capitalist. Suppose you are approaching a bank, then bank can be called as a venture capital. Okay, so in venture capital there is no kind of a loan, but just kind of a profit sharing basis. Okay, so next last one is sixth module. It is about mutual funds and also many things. Mutual fund is only this much. Subselector. First two lines. Okay, what are the functions of mutual fund? What are the types of mutual fund? Performances of mutual fund? Regulations. For mutual fund, one basic thing you remember: mutual fund is money collected from various individuals, and you are putting that money into a pool. Okay. Imagine a swimming pool. Many people are coming and they are throwing money into that pool. So that swimming pool consists of a lot of money now. Now that money can be utilized to construct a portfolio. You can go out, buy some investments, do some investments, buy some equity shares, buy some treasury bills of governments or anywhere you are investing. Okay, so from that pool of money. Okay, so that is a basic definition of mutual, not the proper one, but my definition of mutual fund. Okay, many people are coming in, dropping their money into a swimming pool, and that money has been taken by a mutual fund a manager, and he is investing into different varieties of securities. Okay, some in equity, some in debt securities, some in treasury bills, some in commercial papers, many securities. And then after that, whatever profit they are getting, so they'll be that profit will be distributed among those people who have thrown money into the swimming pool. Okay, in the proportion what they have invested. Okay, so next is about depository system. Okay, even this is very interesting. Depository system is okay. You have equity shares. Okay, I have some equity shares of some company. You have some equity shares of all those companies. So where those equity shares are really secured, really saved. Okay, that system. So that position, what do you say? That organization is called as a depository system. So okay, for example. Okay, for example, you have money, you have deposited that in bank. Okay, that maybe Kotak Mahindra Bank. So that money is being taken care by RBI. Okay, we are going to deal this in detail, but that money has been taken care by RBI. So indirectly, you have deposited your money with RBI. Okay, because RBI is taking care of that. So similarly, you have shares. You have 10 shares of Maruti Suzuki. Where those shares are there, because you have only number in your mobile, or it's in electronic form, it's not in the physical form, shares. So that electronic form of shares are being stored in the depository system, which is NSDL and CDSL. Two depositories are there in India. Okay, both of these depositories have same function, only their name is different. Okay, this is National Security Depository Limited and this is Central Depository Securities Limited. Okay, both of them have same function. It is like different banks. You have deposit money. It is different banks. You cannot open account in CDSL or NSDL. Your broker will open an account. Kotak Securities will open an account in NSDL. Okay, Zerodha is a or Motilal Oswal or Angel Broking will open an account in CDSL or NSDL. So they are opening an account over there. Similarly, you cannot open an account in RBI. You cannot go to RBI and open a savings bank account. Okay, you need to go to a commercial bank. Okay, a private bank or a public bank or a cooperative bank. Okay, so similarly, you cannot open an account in NSDL and CDSL. So this we are going to do this in detail, depository system. Then okay. Next is a process of clearing and settlement. Okay, even this is very interesting. Clearing and settlement is when there are two people, buyer and seller, they are in the stock market. Okay, one is having shares, one wants the shares. Okay, so one is a buyer, one is a seller in the equity market. So one person who is buying the shares will pay money to the seller, and one who is selling the shares will give the shares to the buyer and take the money. Okay, so basically an exchange of money and shares. So how this exchange takes place and how the settlement happens, how the clearing happens, the entire process we are going to study in this part. Okay, next is about factoring, forfeiting. Okay, this is how a cash credit will be raised, and how a factoring will be done, and how forfeiting of what do you say, the foreign transaction, how this will be done. That we are going to study. Okay, so basically is what you have products and you want money immediately. So you're keeping products with bank and you're taking cash credit from the bank, or you have delivered the products, but the credit period is 1 month. That means you have A is supplier of the goods and B is the buyer of the goods. So A is supplying money to B, okay, and B is telling after 1 month I'll pay, but A is in urgent need of money. So what A does, A approaches C and tells, okay, I have the bill. Person B is going to pay me after 1 month, but I am in urgent need of money. You take the bill, okay, give me money, and later on after 1 month, B will pay to you directly. So C will give him money, not the entire money. He will take his charge. Suppose it is of 100 crores, so B will give him maybe 98 crores, and C will give him 98 crores instead of 100 crores of that bill, and 2 crores is the profit of C. And after 1 month, B will pay back to C. So this kind of things we are going to study in factoring and forfeiting. Okay. Okay. The last one is securitization. Again, very interesting part. Securitization is about how you are making securities into a securitized form and distributing it among the people. Okay. This securitization, I'll tell you a story in that how the global economic crisis of 2008 happened. How the global economic crisis of 2008 happened, that we are going to discuss in the securitization. Okay, so let's give a just simple idea. So there is people 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 100 people are there. They want to buy a home. All the 100, they have to buy home. All of them approach a bank. Okay, this is a bank. Okay, all of them have approached the bank. Now, bank has okay given loan to all these banks. All these people. So, bank has a loan certificate. Okay, a proof that these 100 people are going to pay. Okay, 100 loan certificates. So now bank has to wait for many years. Loan ka maybe 10, 15, 20 years bank has to wait. But bank has a guarantee that all these 100 people will not, none of them will default and all of them will pay back to the bank. So bank is having an asset in this case. So loan is an asset for a bank. Okay, just remember this. It is a loan and it is a asset for the bank because the people are going to pay. Okay, very good handwriting I'm able to generate. Okay, so this is an asset which is a loan with the bank. Now one investor is coming. Here, this is an investor. Okay, this investor is coming and telling bank why you're keeping this loan. Okay, give me all the loans and I'll give you some money regularly. Okay, and I'll sell this to all many investors, different investors. Okay, supposing 50 investors there. Okay, so the loan has been transferred, money has been transferred from here to here. That asset has been there with bank. That asset has been given to this investors, and this asset has been distributed to many investors. Okay, so how the money flows? This will flow from this people to bank as they have taken loan. तो ये लोग loan भरेंगे. Okay, so every month they will give some installments. Part of that installment will be given to investor, and part of that installment will be retained with bank as the profit. Okay, so part of this investment from this investor will be distributed to this part, this part, this part, this part, this investment. So money flow is like this. इधर से इधर, and इधर से इधर. So everything is fine. This is called as basically securitization. Okay, you have securitized the loans and you have made it into a big loan. So there are small loans here. Yes, ये जो छोटे certificates, small certificates है. Then all those certificates are again divided like this, somewhat like this, and then it has been distributed to all these 50 people. 50 people. Okay. Then everything is fine once they are supplying money. If none of them supply money, सब बोलते हैं कि no, we don't have any money, take our homes. So bank don't want homes from them, not the investors, not these investors. So what will happen? The money will not flow to the bank. Bank will not able to give money to investors. This investor will not able to give this investors. If suppose they have sold to any other people, they have sold to this person. Okay, so money will not flow to this person. And suppose he has sold to another person, so money will not be. He will not be able to get a money. So this is the chain reaction. Okay, this defaults, so many defaults. So this is how the global economic crisis took place. Just a brief introduction. That's it. Okay, so we'll start with the first module. 20 minutes to the explanation. Okay. Shall I start the module? Okay. Yeah. So welcome to Unit 1, Banking and Financial Services. In this, we are going to study this much. I'm not going in detail. Yes, up and down. So, main is Reserve Bank of India, what we are going to study in the first part. Reserve Bank of India, whenever you hear this term, imagine a kind of a big brother who is taking care of every financial activity. Okay. Like we have Reserve Bank of India in India, we have the central authority. Reserve Bank is a central authority of India. All the banking activities, Reserve Bank is monitoring. He's a big brother. He's checking not checking basically, but he is monitoring all the financial transactions, all the major. If some foreign bank is approaching India to open a branch in India, so it needs to take permission from RBI, SEBI, Government of India. So RBI is taking a very important, doing a very important role in the banking system. So in the previous semester, I have told you there is two categories in money: fiscal and monetary. Fiscal, I have told you, fiscal, you can take it as financial. So financial dealings, financial things will be handled by whom? By the Government of India. And the monetary or the money aspects, that will be handled by Reserve Bank of India. So paisa hai, paise ko we have divided into two. Okay, one is monetary and one is fiscal. So all the monetary part will be taken care by the Reserve Bank of India. So basically money flow, money aa raha hai, money ban raha hai, the printing of money, printing of notes, destroying of money, doing some activities in money. Just suppose you are active. सपोज यू आर एडिंग सम न्यू फीचर्स इन नोट्स, गांधी जी का और 2-3 फोटो डाल दिया या फिर किसी और का फोटो डाल दिया या फिर यू हैव इंसर्टेड वन मोर स्ट्रिप इन दैट और यू हैव डन इंडिया एनी काउंटरफीट, ऑल दोज थिंग्स विल बी डन बाय आरबीआई. सो इट इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ बिग ब्रदर. So as you have RBI in India, you have central bank in USA. Okay, then you have Bank of England. Then you have France का भी कुछ है, ठीक है. But so major economies in the world have a central banking authority. So we have Reserve Bank of India in that case. So these are Reserve Bank of India was established. I have not written. Yeah, I have written. Reserve Bank of India was established in 1934, before our independence, and it started in 1935, actually 1st April. Okay, 1st April 1935 it started its operation. But during those time, Reserve Bank of India didn't had much of powers. Okay, Reserve Bank of India during that time didn't had much of powers in 1935 like it has now. So it was just a bank, and later on, after some regulations, like in Banking Regulation Act of 1949, and then there was nationalization of bank in 1966. Then in 1972, and slowly the Reserve Bank of India started gaining power, and now is the central authority of India. So what is the rationale behind the regulation? So it promotes confidence, trust of people, to protect investors' interest. Okay, and to ensure the financial markets are both fair and efficient. So financial markets is being taken care by RBI as well as SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, and RBI. Both of these ensure that the financial markets are going fair and efficient. Okay, then it ensures the participants measure up to rules of marketplace. The participants कौन है? The borrowers are there, the lenders are there, the intermediaries are there, the brokers are there, the banks, the branches. There are rural banks, there are commercial banks, urban banks, there are foreign banks, there are cooperative banks. These are participants. So all these participants are following the rules of the marketplace. Okay, it is having a check. This Reserve Bank. Okay, so this is just an introduction. This is the main objectives. Okay, RBI करता क्या है basically? क्यों बना है RBI? So these are the 6 important. These are the 6 important objectives. Okay, to maintain monetary stability. Okay, whenever monetary terms comes, you should remember RBI. Okay, monetary stability, such as the business and economic life of the country, can deliver the welfare gains of a mixed economy. ये भी market mixed economy and monetary stability. So basically RBI is not driving the economy, but it is maintaining the economy. It is maintaining the stability in the economy. Okay, how it maintains the stability we are going to study in the further slides. Okay, next is to maintain financial stability. Sound financial institutions should be there. Okay, it is like people should have confidence if they are they are putting their deposits into a certain bank, and that bank is a nationalized bank or a SBI and its associate, then people will have confidence that it will not default, or if it defaults, RBI is there to control it or to support us. Okay, so suppose recently it has been passed, but earlier cooperative banks were not under the control of RBI, not at all in control of RBI. So if cooperative banks used to default, then people will lose money. There are some examples in Belgaum as well. I don't want to name it, but there was a bank in Belgaum. It defaulted. People who have taken loan, they are not coming to that bank no more. And people who have deposited the money, they are still in hope that they can get their money. But that bank has been bank ही bankrupt हो गया. Okay, so there is no मतलब confidence when the people go to that bank. So to maintain financial stability, RBI have a check on the many banks. Now, recently, cooperative banks have also come under certain provisions of RBI. Okay, that you don't have in this. Okay. So, third one is to maintain stable payment systems, so that the financial transaction can be safely and efficiently executed. Okay, the payment systems, whatever the NEFT, RTGS you do, or IMPS, which has been used by you to the fee payment or the exam fee, जो भी पड़े Paytm and what do you say, phone pay, Google Pay, सब पे जो payment किया है, all those payment systems should be stable. If we transfer, the other person should receive the money properly. It should not take 5 to 10 days. Okay, so that stable payment system should be there. People should have confidence in using those, also being taken care by RBI. And then credit allocation by the financial system broadly reflects the behavior. So credit allocation is once a bank has been allocating, credit allocation is, am I audible, right? Just reply.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Credit allocation is there is one bank, okay, and it is some customers are coming to that bank. Some of the customers are maybe students, some of the customers are farmers, and some of the customers are industrialists, and some of the customers are they are seeking home loan or car loan. So now bank is having good relation with, or it is predicting that it will get much more profit, but if they give loans to that home loan and car loan or industrialist. So it is avoiding to give loans to students. It is avoiding to give loans to farmers. So that should not happen. The proper allocation of credit should be done. Proper allocation of loan should be done. So some of the loans are reserved to give to farmers, some of the loans are reserved to give to students, some of the loans are given to industrialists. That allocation, proper, how it will be done, it depends upon where the bank is situated, but that how allocation should be done is also monitored by RBI. So if a bank is there in rural area, it will naturally it will have to give more loans to the farmers. If the bank is in the urban area, you cannot reserve or allocate some farmer loan or agricultural loan in that area. So depending on where the bank is situated, the credit allocation will be done, and it will be done by RBI. Then next concern to regulate the overall volume of money and credit. Okay, so volume of money, how much money is there in the economy, that is continuously monitored by the RBI. So from the economics we have seen, if there is a huge supply, okay, बहुत ज़्यादा supply है, तो slowly the value of that thing goes down. Okay, so if there is a huge supply of money, the value of money starts going down. Okay, so in terms of dollar or in terms of yen and pound and euro, so that should not happen. बहुत सारा पैसा नहीं आना चाहिए in the economy. Okay, so there should be a control of the money. It should not be very less. It should not be very more or more. It should be stable. Okay, so volume of money should be, if volume of money increases, then also inflation increases. So part of economics hai, wo jane do. The volume of money should be maintained properly. So that RBI does it. How it does it, again, we are going to study in the further slide. ठीक है, कैसे करते हैं? Then how to promote the development in financial markets and systems enabled to operate, regulate efficiently. Okay, so financial markets, फिर से financial markets में हम लोग आ गया equity market, debt market. Okay, so that everything will be regulated by RBI. So these are the main objectives. Generally, in exam, objectives of RBI is asked. Okay, this is never asked. ये rational behind ये कभी नहीं पूछा है. Main objectives of RBI can be asked. If functions of RBI, something like that comes, you can include this part in functions as well. Objectives में same part. Okay, so this you need to remember. ये terminologies: monetary stability, financial stability, stable payment system, credit allocation, volume of money and credit, then development of financial markets. ठीक है? चलो, I'll go to this. Before that, any doubts in this objectives? Okay, if no doubt, चलो यार कोई तो चैट बॉक्स में रिप्लाई करो. ठीक है, thanks यार. ठीक है, I'll go to this roles and objectives. ठीक है, I'll just go through it quite fast. ठीक है, ये this also has been asked, role of RBI, functions of RBI. You can make up your own answers if you know all these points. ठीक है, these are the two main roles. ठीक है, sole currency authority and banker to the governments. ठीक है, sole currency authority, only currency can be printed by RBI. Okay, it has a head office in Nagpur, a branch office in Nagpur for printing of currency note. तो जो भी नोट मिलता है वो मोस्टली नागपुर से आता है. Okay, it prints the note, it prints or any changes is there in notes, or it prints the, what do you say, that coins also. So everything जो भी printing है वो सब है, it is been done by the RBI. No one else can do. Government नहीं print कर सकता. हम कर्नाटक में अगर बहुत पैसे की कमी है, we'll print it and we'll use it. It is only done by RBI. You cannot do like that. ठीक है? And then clean note policy. Okay, clean note policies when बहुत old हो जाते हैं notes. There is a, it is kind of a, what do you say, एक if you have a ठीक है चलो, suppose 100 rupee note है, it is very old, बहुत ऐसा इसको laminate करना पड़ेगा to save it. Like that it is. So to spend that, it is your first priority. Or else a note is bit torn, थोड़ा सा फटा हुआ नोट है, तो उसको खर्चा करना एक kind of ability है. एक बहुत स्मार्ट है, फटा हुआ नोट था मैंने खर्चा कर दिया, तो बहुत स्मार्ट आदमी हो, ऐसा समझते हैं. So okay, so that should not happen. So the note should not get very old. It should not get torn by the people. So all the old notes which is being deposited in the bank doesn't returns it. The bank returns it to RBI. So RBI destroys that old note and then print new notes. Okay, so old notes. So that's a part of clean note policy. Okay, so C is anti-counterfeiting measures. Counterfeiting, you know, in from marketing, I guess. Counterfeiting is what you are copying. Okay, first copy बनाया उसका note का. Okay, so that should not happen. A duplicate note should not emerge in the market. So there is anti-counterfeiting measures. What is the kind of a measures to have some holograms in the notes? You have some strips. A 100 rupee note will have 100. RBI is written, sign of governor, and all those things which has been put in on the notes to identify whether it is a original one or a copied one. So all those things, measures जो भी लेते हैं उसको बनाने के लिए, all those things is part of anti-counterfeiting measures. Okay, so even the blind people should able to recognize. So once if you have a note, you can just feel it. There is a Reserve Bank of India जो ऊपर लिखा है. You just place your finger, rub your finger over there. You will able to feel the roughness. Okay, so it is not a what do you say, Xerox copy जैसा. You will be able to feel what is written over there on the top. तो ये सब kind of measures है as part of anti-counterfeiting measures. ठीक है. Next is about computerized operations. ठीक है. All the internet banking, mobile banking is part of this. Also under the control or the functions of RBI. And finally, the coinization of lower denomination notes. ठीक है. 1 rupee का note has been now removed. 5 rupee का note has been removed. Okay, and coinization is there. 10 rupee का note, 10 rupee का note फिर भी अभी है. कर्नाटक में there is no जैसे when I was in Mumbai, 10 rupee note was almost kind of in a depleted stage because everyone had a 10 rupee coin. So 10 rupee coin we were using, but in Karnataka 10 rupee coin is not, no one accepts it. ये गड़बड़ है. ठीक है. So coinization हो गया 1 rupee and 5 rupee notes का. Okay, also the function of RBI. Okay, now this is interesting. Banker to the governments. Okay, banker to the governments means government can borrow money from RBI. Now, once again, understand this. Government is a separate entity, RBI is a separate entity. Even the central government is a separate entity, RBI is a separate entity. Okay, the money which is being held by RBI is not of government's money. It is RBI's money. Okay, government can borrow that money. गवर्नमेंट ऐसे ही नहीं मांग सकता है हम पैसा दे दें हम लोग ही पूरे इंडिया पे राज कर रहे हैं ना इट इज आरबीआई's money so government needs to borrow money from RBI borrow in the sense when a person is borrowing you need to pay interest later on you need to return that money with interest so if government is in need of money they cannot ask public कि हमको पैसा चाहिए करके fund करो yeah sure they can ask but it is not a thing which the government generally does so government approaches RBI for any money if any there is a huge project a highway project is being finalized and the government doesn't have money to start the project so they can borrow money from RBI for that highway project or a dam is to be constructed but as of now the government doesn't have money so they can borrow from RBI so so government plays a role of a borrower and RBI plays a role of a lender we cannot borrow from RBI okay government can borrow we can borrow from normal banks okay next is advisory to the government okay advisory to the government is when do they advise एक second okay third one I have not included okay advisor to the government is when the government is taking some decision related to budget okay related to any financial activity in the economy okay whether it is floating treasury bills or whether it is basically making budget okay how much is the tax revenue from that and how much we are going to spend on education how much we are going to spend on agriculture for defense for tourism for any other things so how we are going to distribute that money how we are going to spend that money so that during that process RBI acts as an advisor to the government okay you should you say put money more in this sector put money more in this sector or less in this sector something like that it is kind of an advisory to the government okay third one I have forgotten okay this is bankers bank okay this is called as a bankers bank or a lender of the last resort okay this is quite interesting I guess everyone is there it is breaking kabhi 12:39 now it is clear because this is the important thing which I'll explain bankers bank or lender of the last resort okay ठीक है चलो bankers bank is there is okay you are there as a depositor in a bank you have an account in federal bank okay you want to withdraw your account you need to pay fees to the college so you approach federal bank okay, I want to withdraw and I have to pay the fees to the college and that amount is maybe okay you are paying full payment 1,40,000 का कुछ fees है I'm going to pay that 1,45,000 का fees है I'm going to pay in one installment so you are approaching that bank and you have a huge amount of deposits in that bank बहुत पैसा है so from that you are withdrawing 1,45,000 now 1,45,000 suddenly have withdrawn and there are many students who are coming to that same bank and they are withdrawing 1,45,000 now that federal bank छोटा सा branch maybe in तिलकवाड़ी branch है federal bank का now that is in tension कि सब students आज ही fees भर रहे हैं and everyone is withdrawing 1,45,000 so we are in short of money so if suppose tomorrow some students come to withdraw their money to pay the fees will not have any money so that federal branch of Tilakwadi thoda tension mein it will approach the federal main federal bank okay head office ko which is in Kerala ठीक है Kerala को approach करके it will ask some money so tomorrow some students might come I'll not have money to give their deposits to them okay because as all the deposit is not stored in this branch okay it has been distributed and finally it goes to RBI so it is asking that Tilakwadi branch is asking the head bank of federal bank of Kerala to give me some money Okay, so that head bank is also giving money to this Tilakvadi branch. So suppose in the case the head bank of Federal Bank doesn't the head office of the Federal Bank doesn't have money. So from where it will borrow money from maybe another bank. Suppose Kotak or ICICI से they will ask money. Suppose Kotak और ICICI के पास भी पैसा नहीं है. So finally कहाँ जाएगा Federal Bank? It will go to RBI. So RBI is acting as a bank to this Federal Bank. So it is acting a banker's bank. I hope you understood this. Okay, there are people who are withdrawing the deposits from a branch that if that branch is getting short of that money, that branch is asking it head office to give some money. If that head office doesn't have money, that head bank will approach other banks, Kotak or ICICI or Corporation Bank or any bank. It will approach and ask for money. Okay, borrow money from that bank. If even that people doesn't have money, that bank doesn't have money, finally जो Federal Bank है वो जाएगा RBI के पास and it will ask money from RBI and RBI will lend money to this bank. Okay, this money giving is not free of cost. There is a borrower and a lender relationship. Okay, so RBI will give money to this bank on basis of repo rate. ठीक है, repo rate and reverse repo rate I'll do in further slides. शायद next module. ठीक है, but the basic thing you just remember. Okay, if bank doesn't have money, it will eventually reach RBI to borrow money. So RBI is called as a banker's bank and lender of the last resort. ठीक है, finally last में मैं RBI के पास ही पहुंचा. I was a small branch. I approached my head office. My head office approached other banks. Other banks could not give money, so I approached directly to RBI. Finally, so it is a last resort, RBI. Okay. अरे इधर है क्या? Okay. ठीक है. Any doubts still here? Just give me 2 more minutes. I'll complete this.
Sir, how RBI gets money for that? Means every time it will print or it will uses others' money like investors.
Yeah. We'll do this in detail about CRR and SLR, but just to give you an idea, suppose there are depositors who are depositing money in the bank. Some part of that money will be given to RBI. As these banks are under control of RBI, RBI will ask money from them. Suppose there are 100 crores in a bank. Achha, wait, I'll explain using this. Take a fourth one. Okay, any other doubt apart from this? Or I'll go to fourth one. No? Okay. See, in fourth, it is telling control of money and credit. In this, quantitative credit controls are there, selective credit controls are there. Okay, quantitative credit controls gives your answer, Uma. Okay, it is about CRR, SLR, and model suasion, but we'll focus on this too. Okay, how RBI gets money will also be done. Okay. Okay. Now again हम लोग Federal Bank लेते हैं. Okay, FB is not Facebook, it is Federal Bank. So Federal Bank is having 100 crore rupees as deposits. Okay, people came and they deposited 100 crore rupees in this bank. Okay, from this 100 crore rupees, Federal Bank cannot give loans to people that bank likes. Okay, so 100 crore rupees will not be given as loans to the people. Okay, in order to get profit from that. So Federal Bank needs to deposit this 100 crore rupees. Okay, 100 crore rupees will be split up into 3 parts. Pura 100 crore rupees Federal Bank cannot utilize to give loans. Okay, it will split this 100 crore rupees into 3 parts. Okay, approximately I'll take. Okay, 4 crores, 21 crores, and 75 crores. Okay, I have divided this 100 crores into 3. 75 crores will be retained by Federal Bank. ये Federal Bank के पास ही रहेगा. Okay, maybe in the head office or in any branch. Out of this 100 crores deposit, 4 crores will be directly given to RBI. Okay, this is called as CRR, cash reserve ratio. So every bank like Federal Bank, every bank has to deposit out of their 100 crore deposits 4 crore to RBI as a part of CRR, cash reserve ratio. So this is how RBI gets money. So हर एक बैंक 4 crores. Why I am taking 4 crores? Because the CRR rate as of now is somewhere around 3. It fluctuates between 3 to 4%. Okay. After every 3 months or every 4 months they revive. As of now, we'll see it. So CRR rate RBI decides, keep on changing. Suppose it is 3%, so the bank will need to deposit only 3 crores with RBI. If it is 4%, 4 crores. So this is how RBI gets money from bank. So all of the banks, जितने भी banks हैं पूरे इंडिया में, all the commercial banks, scheduled commercial banks, all of those banks need to comply with this. So they need to keep 3% or 4% with RBI as part of CRR, cash reserve ratio. तो उनका reserve ये है. It is their money. RBI will give them back if they are closing the bank. But ठीक है. But this is how RBI gets the money. Okay, from 100 crores, if 4% के हिसाब से 4 crores have divided and given to RBI. So that is my reserve with RBI. सभी बैंक्स का मिला के बहुत पैसा हो जाता है RBI के पास. So something like that. Okay. Okay, your doubt is cleared?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we approach directly to RBI? No, we cannot open an account as such. Okay, in RBI, we cannot approach RBI directly. As a citizen of India, we cannot approach, or any citizen for that matter. NRI भी है तो भी RBI के पास we cannot open a savings or a current account. Okay, we need to go through other banks. Only government can approach RBI directly. State government, central government, or the government can approach the RBI directly. We as a citizen of India, we cannot approach. ठीक है, इसके लिए कभी सुनने को नहीं मिलता मेरा अकाउंट RBI में है करके. नहीं ना, अकाउंट नहीं होता है RBI में. ठीक है, we can approach using a letter. हमको कुछ complaint है वैसा, but we cannot open any account in RBI. Okay, so I have explained these two. 4 crores with RBI, 75 crores is retained with the bank. Now this 21 crores जो बचा है, okay, this RBI will instruct this 21 crores to be invested in some securities. Okay, this securities will be very safe securities as per RBI. Spelling गलत था. Okay, this 21 crores will be invested in this security. It cannot be utilized for giving loans to the customers. So Federal Bank will keep this 21 crores in some securities. That securities will be suggested by RBI. नहीं इधर ही पैसा रखना है करके. Okay, it will be suggested by RBI. Okay, so this kind of securities, so it will be somewhere like in insurance company it will put, or some in government treasury bills. What government treasury bills, I guess you don't know, but ठीक है, I'll explain it later. So there are some fixed securities which RBI will suggest. तो इधर रखना है तुमको. Okay, so something like that. So out of this 100 crores, this has been divided. So this is a part of quantitative credit control. Okay, sorry. This is also called as SLR. It stands for statutory liquidity ratio. Okay, anyways, we are going to deal this in detail in the second module. Okay, here. Functions of commercial banking यहाँ पे. We are going to study more in detail. ठीक है, तो फाइनली अभी और एक मिनट दे दो बस. मॉरल सुएशन इज इफ आरबीआई डायरेक्ट्स कि इसको लोन नहीं देना है, उसको लोन नहीं देना है, तो इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ मॉरल सुएशन बिकॉज इट्स ही हैज़ बीन कन्विक्टेड ऑफ अ क्राइम, और उसका सब बैंक का ये ट्रांजैक्शन में भी बैंड है. जैसे अभी रिया चक्रवर्ती का कुछ केसेस चल रहा है. ठीक है, सो शी कैन नॉट यूज हर बैंकिंग एज शी वॉज एबल टू डू सम टाइम बैक. तो उसका रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शंस. ठीक है, सो इट इज़ अ पार्ट ऑफ क्वांटिटेटिव क्रेडिट कंट्रोल. सिलेक्टिव में दे विल फिक्स द मिनिमम मार्जिन फॉर लेंडिंग. तो इसके ऊपर यू कैन नॉट give interest. Above to 12% you cannot give home loans, or above 15% you cannot give car loans. So they will fix a margin. ठीक है, एक range fix करेंगे. Okay, so if a depositor has deposited money, तो उसके above 6% you cannot give any interest to him for his deposits. So ऐसा करके कुछ they will fix a minimum lending. ठीक है, no doubts? ओके, चलो देन, चलो बाय बाय.